Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer, a screamer.
What else? What else? We're gonna be talking about what else? And I believe what else? Hey y'all, before I get started, make sure you guys hit that like button, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna be talking about the amberali interview that she did with Tasha K. I'm low-key mad at Amber. I don't know what she's doing. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, like what she did not understand what really happened. So yeah, so she did an interview with Tasha K. Mind you, other people have reached out to her for an interview. I think I have, but I know her rate would have been much more than I'm willing to pay, to be honest. So I didn't even try to reach out by email and be like, how much is the rate? But we did talk about it a little bit. And then of course Armon reached out in like other platforms and stuff, and she ended up going Tasha K. You already know how Tasha K is troublesome. So the moment I seen that on her headline, I was like, oh Lord, why did she go with Tasha K? Oh, she should have went with somebody else. But first she started off with introducing herself, and then she was saying how she wants to be an actress and whatever. And I told y'all, Amber had that Tyler Perry effect. Remember when she was talking to Chanel, and then she was just like, I didn't make the cabaret because you, Chanel, you open your big fat mouth. Like little stuff like that. Like she gives me very much like Tyler Perry tease. So I wasn't surprised at the fact that she wants to be an actress. So she started talking about, like, of course, you know how Tasha K do. She's just like, so did Jocelyn, was she like, was she disrespectful to you? She ate your pussy? Oh, wow. Any other thing you want to say on my platform? What else she do? Ooh. Like, you know how Tasha K do. She does that or whatever. So she started saying, she started talking about stuff. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I do not want my laptop charger to die. She started to talk about how some of the stuff happened in the house, and how after the first night she got into it with Wet, she was cooking breakfast and she ordered DoorDash and bought breakfast for the girls who started cooking. And then Jocelyn came down the stairs. She was like, what the fuck you doing? What you think you cooking breakfast in my house? You stupid bitch. Look at you. You so fucking loud. Like she was just talking crap to Amber. Like she was talking crap to Amber or whatever. And then Amber felt like, damn, I never been talked to like this, like a dog. So she was saying how she went to K Capri. Her and K Capri smoked and like talked about it, whatever. It was just like, oh, we're gonna stick it out to the end, blase, blase, blase. So she also explained the messy situation with the production. So apparently the thing that happened with the makeup artist, which I remember, y'all remember when I reacted to it, it didn't make no sense, like at all. I was just like, what? Like, I don't get it. She was basically saying how she got into a production, and then when they weren't there, and the girls ended up finding out about it through like third parties, like Loso. So that's how Loso got involved, and people kept flipping the story what actually happened or whatever. So that's how that messy situation happened at the house. So then they started talking about the fight at the reunion. So she was saying how like it's heavily edited, like, which we all know it was heavily edited. They even took out the part, she said, where she was fixing her bra, panties and bra, in the word in the words of City Girls, panties and bra. She was fixing her panties and bra, and next thing you know, Diamond sneaked her and boop and popped her in the mouth. So she felt like security was kind of holding her back and letting Diamond and Raven and Lollipop trying to get their hits in when they can. And then she explained the whole fallout with Jocelyn, which I already knew before because I've watched some of her lives and she talked about it. So basically what happened was Jocelyn flew her down to Miami. She was hanging out with Diamond and Raven. And then next thing you know, when she left Miami, Diamond and Raven snaked her out and was like, oh, she's on live with one of the girls on the Big Legs show. She's fucking around with people that is dealing with big legs. So you already know Jocelyn. She didn't know that Amber was just on the live, because in the beginning of the season, what Amber did wrong, though, she kept joining random people lives that were associated with the cabaret and stuff like that. That's what got her in messy situation because you're on the live with the girl that was on Big Lex show. So the moment Jocelyn hears the name Big Lex, you already know she's gonna go off. So she was just like, Big Lex, that bitch with the cup on her head, she went ASAP, like she went AWOL. So she blocked Amber, she texted her, cursed her out, blase blase blase, and then that's where this fallout basically kind of started off. So it's really Diamond and Raven, thing one and thing two, Dexter's Laboratory, Miss I want my $40, that instigated the whole situation, right? So she talks about the reunion and the narrative. So of course she said that they tried to make her look more aggressive, which we know Zeus, they're very smart in doing that. And then they start talking about the lawsuit. So Tasha K, she was just like, so you filed a lawsuit. I know a thing about lawsuits, winos. Yeah. Yeah. So, of course, you know a thing about lawsuit or two, Tasha K. So I thought that was funny how she kind of slid that in there. I'm like, yeah, baby, we know you know about the lawsuit. So, she talked also about having the same personality as Jocelyn and how she was one of the first girls that kind of like met her match. But I kind of disagree with that because Tommy is the girl that really met Jocelyn's match. Like, Tommy is real life crazy and real life fight you. So Jocelyn met her match with her, in my opinion, before anybody. That was the one girl that could really go toe to toe with her and put the living fear out of Jocelyn's ass. So that was, and Jessica Dime too. I got to give Jessica Dime that too. Jocelyn didn't want that with Jessica Dime also. So with the lawsuit, she broke it down. She said all of them are under the same lawsuit. So now that she's dropped the lawsuit, guys, entertainers, that means all of the girls won't get any money except for the money I think that Amber, which we're gonna get later on in this video, kind of you feel me, worked out with Zeus. That's what I think, allegedly, right? So she was saying how when she dropped the lawsuit, all the girls were blowing her up, like, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. So this is where Amber kind of lost me. So you mean to tell me you dropped the lawsuit without consulting with the other girls? I don't like that. That looks very snakish. That looks very selfish. I get you're thinking of the money at the end of the day, but Riri, I remember watching one of her most recent videos. That girl is saying that she can't move some of her body parts. So it's kind of like, if I was Riri, to be honest, I would open up my own lawsuit separately without any of the girls, because out of everybody, to me, she deserves a good chunk of any money that's offered, so that way she could repair, because she does dancing in real life. Like, she does that contortion work on the pole and everything like that. She does that in a real life. She didn't just do it for the show. Like, that's her real life career. So she, out of everybody, to me, got damaged the most, because her career has to literally do with dancing, right? So after that, she started talking about Brittany Renner. And I know I was right about Brittany Renner. She was saying how she's a bad host, and she was instigating about the whole child situation. So the whole child situation, when Jocelyn was just like, she talked about my kid. She talked about my kid. Stupid dog ass bitch. She talked about my kid. I invite her to my house, and then she started talking about my kid. Yeah. And then Brittany Renner's like, what'd she say about your kid? Apparently, we didn't see this. She was like, what'd she say about your kid? Kids are off limits, guys. Kids are off limits. Saying this to Amber. So Amber was feeling some type of way about that, because she's just like, wow, like, you don't even know what's going on. You low-key instigating the whole situation, which I kind of agree with. Brittany was the wrong host to get for this reunion. She didn't know what the hell was. I doubt she watched like all full episodes. I'm sorry, because she kept mentioning Twitter and Instagram, so she would just see the little clips and would be like, oh my God, this is so good. That's what I think. So, but Amber, she went in. I'm not gonna lie. She went in for the gold. She went in for the cabaret. She started talking about Jocelyn's kid. She said when she went over to Jocelyn's house, her child was malnourished. She said, I remember this, Amber. She was like, I went to her house, and her daughter was super, 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 super skinny. And I'm like, my jaw, I was watching it, I was like, this girl really just said that. So Tasha K's just like, so you're saying she's malnourished? You're saying she doesn't drink all of the wine that she can? She doesn't have the protein? So Amber's just like, she was just super, super, super skinny. So basically alleging the fact that Jocelyn barely feeds her kid, which I ain't gonna get into that. I'm just like, whoo, you just opened like 50 cans of worms with that one. You didn't talk about her child, but you definitely talked about her child now, girl. So after that happened or whatever, and Tasha K had to pry into that basically question, like, what do you mean? Huh? So she mentions bloggers. And we're gonna get into some things about what she said about a certain blogger. So she was like, oh, certain bloggers go live and talk about the situation and they don't know all the facts, like Fox Soul, Armon, Storm. I'm like, skirt, pause, in action. Didn't you and Armon talk right after the hospital? Because I remember Armon made a video. He was saying, I talked to, Armon. He was like, I talked to Amber Girl, in the hospital. She told me like she's really injured. She might give me the exclusive, but I told her I'm not paying her. But she said Tasha K reached out to her, but I told her watch out for Tasha K. So I'm like, why would you talk to Armon and then basically like throw him under the bus like as if he's some messy person? I don't get that. Like that to me was kind of weird. I feel like Tasha K already fed her some stuff. Y'all know how Tasha K do. She's a scandal around the YouTube streets. So I don't want no issues, Miss Whiteout. Sit bird. I just want my sit birds. So yeah, like I feel like Tasha probably fed her some information or whatever. Like I don't get how she could have just easily threw him under the bus for no reason when Armon never really did anything to her. And I follow Armon's channel faithfully. He only really talked about her around the time that the incident happened, and I believe when the lawsuit got dropped, but never like he wouldn't go live about Zeus like every day type stuff. You get what I'm saying? So that to me was shady, but okay, Amber. And then I thought Tasha was gonna let her go without addressing the settlement. I'm just like, I know she's not gonna end this interview without saying how much did you get paid, girl? How much was the coin thoughtas? Okay, how much was the chimichangas? So she said the chimichangas. She didn't say the exact amount, but she said the lawsuit that she was sued for, of course, was 25 million. And then she was saying been in contact with Zeus, and they took care of it, and they should have work coming. So I'm like, Amber, please don't tell me you dropped the damn lawsuit for a cooking show, girl. There's the Food Network, girl. Please don't say you dropped it for a little bit of money in a cooking show, because I feel like they're probably not going to come through with the cooking show unless it's on contract and it's on paper signed on the dotted line. And then of course the money they would give her is hers to get. So I hope she didn't sign for a little bit of money in the cooking show. She should have just dropped it for just a whole wad of money, in my opinion, because you could easily get on the Food Network, girl. It's not that hard. So after that happens, Tasha was just like, so before I go, the winos, they'll kill me if I don't ask you. How much you got paid? So the Amber's just like, she started smiling like the Cheshire cat and stuff. She was just like, me and Zeus, we worked it out. That's all I'll say about that. We worked it out. And we have some things in the work. We worked it out. And I'm like, yup, that tells me you got paid a good change, girl. But it just looks shady because it's like, if all these girls were under the lawsuit expecting some sort of monetary gain and you dropped it because it was her lawsuit and they just joined it, which I don't think was smart of them, especially Riri. That wasn't smart of Riri at all because they attacked you for no reason. Or you can make excuses by K Capri, Henny, and like Lexi and all them girls. But K Capri, but not K Capri, but Riri, girl, they attacked you for nothing because you didn't do nothing to them girls. I'm sorry. I would have did my own lawsuit and be like, hey, my body is my body of work. And you shouldn't be, you can't be attacking my stomach and my outer areas where I do my little contortion and I light my hoo-ha on fire. Like I need my body parts. So yeah. And this happened recently. So Armon, I guess, got wind of this, and then because Amber, I guess, after the interview started to go on live and like was ranting because a lot of people was attacking her because they're like, why'd you throw Armon under the bus? Because y'all know that whole Armon versus Tasha K feud. So she DM'd him what he said and was like, oh, to my YouTube channel, we could talk about how Armon Wiggins built his YouTube off of Tasha K down every chance he could get. Just messy, but we're going to take it all the way back. Going live soon. These bloggers don't realize I've been watching them before they knew me. And then Armon DM'd her back. He said, you really are trash. I can't believe you let Tasha K gas you up like that. Bust the leg, child. Y'all know how Armon is. And then he, of course, Amber replied back. She said, "I'm not the one, baby. You better go find somebody else to chase it off of, because I'm gonna risk your A to shreds. I'm gonna take it all the way back." And then we see a message where Armon was like, "Why the F would you just come for it?" And then it cut off. Yeah, I was while I was watching the interview, I'm like, wait, what? Like, we didn't do nothing to you. So, of course, like I said, Miss Wino said Bird was probably the one, paying puppeteer with that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this interview. It was actually really good, and we got some answers answered or whatever. This is her first interview she's ever done with any platform. Sadly, she had to go with Miss Wino and said Bird. But let me know what you guys think. Entertainers, subscribe, like, and leave your comments down below.
Ain't no personal thing.